We promise to accept and encourage all those persons of goodwill who gather here, recognizing that we all continue to grow and learn throughout our lifetimes. We especially welcome and stand with LGBTQ persons, even as we seek to welcome all persons of every age, ability, status, and shade of skin. We strive to make our community a place of peace and acceptance, love and nurture, even as we challenge ourselves and others to live more faithfully according to the values of Unitarian Universalism. Today is our special service honoring Samhain, Halloween, and Dia de los Muertos. And to that end, I'm not doing very much today, but Sam and Wendy have put most of this service together, with Kayla and a few others perhaps, but they can mention whatever others might have helped. This is a multi-generational service. If there are kids who are young and need to go out, that will be accommodated, but otherwise the older kids we're hoping will stay during the service. There are a number of announcements in the program and a couple that are not in the program we're going to share with you. You'll see a notice about a family promise meeting, and I think we've probably talked enough about what Family Promise is. It's a program to help the recently homeless families. It's an invitation. They really want a lot of people to get to that meeting. If you have questions about that, I'm Rosemary Atkinson. I don't think Tony is here, or Tony, and they can tell you about that. If you have the insert, you'll see there are a number of things in there. They're selling tickets for the Alliance raffle. There's information about a work party, about the men's group, and one other thing there that Ian is going to share in a moment. And the new meditation group is starting, and Committee on Ministry wants you to save December 3rd on your calendar. And new Thursdays will be November 9th, and the program will be Humpback Whales and Hope for the Seas. Come and join us for that. Okay, the things that aren't in the program, let me share with you. There will be a program on climate change, Where Are We Now?, featuring Dr. Tom Sukanik from UC Davis and the U.S. Geological Survey. That will be on Sunday, November 5th, between 1 and 2:30 p.m. at the UU Society in Sacramento. And if you're interested, there's a flyer up on the bulletin board, and I've got a couple here that I can give out. So if you're interested in that, it should be an interesting program. Kind of a follow-up on the climate change movie we showed here a few months ago. Okay, you also see posted on the board an invitation to Heathland's senior recital, which is Sunday, November 12th at 5 p.m. in the recital hall at U of T, and you can ask her about that. And I think Ian is going to tell us about an opportunity to hear the oracle.
So there is on Saturday, November 11th, our organ will be featured in an organ crawl sponsored by the American Guild of Organists Sacramento chapter. Everyone's invited to attend. It's November 11th at 1:30 here in the sanctuary. We'll be able to hear what experts say about our organ and hear various organists try it out. After the organists have had time in the loft, we'll take small groups up the steep steps, a narrow staircase to see what the inside of the organ looks like and get a close look at it. Mary Kohler and crew will provide light refreshments and a short reception afterwards. And also one of the organists who is participating has agreed that he will play our organ in a recital sometime in February. And then also, if you can stay a few minutes after church today, Betsy, Keithcart, and our music committee we could use a little bit of help clearing out the organ loft. There's various things I've collected over the years up there, so that we can accommodate that event. So watch out for an email blast with details, but on November 11th, 1:30 is the organ crawl, and you can get a tour of our organ.
Thank you, Ian. I'm going to turn to Dwayne for the last announcement, and then we'll move on to the service.
The Halloween party was last night. And for those of you who weren't there, you missed marvelous decoration shared by Cindy, Barbara, and Leslie. It was a great time. The food was marvelous. And holdover from that, of course, is the silent auction. It's silent. It's still going on. So in their table where you can choose to sign up, particularly come to a fabulous dinner. There's the Indian dinner, the Italian dinner, the Mexican dinner, the art tour dinner at the Milltown, or dinner at the hall. So please sign up. It's both a wonderful time, and as my wife said this morning, it's a little bit like the dinner go-round, except you have to pay. Part of our budget. So welcome. This is the last time I will be wearing this hat this year, but you will see me again next year.
Now we'll ask Wendy Franks to give an introduction to paganism and the ritual of altar.
Mary, our ritual elements symbolize very same. We all come from the four corners, the north, the south, the east, and the west. To the north, we have the earth, which is the body. To the east, we have the air, which is her breath. To the south is the fire, which is her passion. To the west, we have the water, which is her blood. She is our goddess, and my faith. And if we could read together in the ritual suite, and then I will explain a bit about that. Sweet, sweet, sweet around, all negativity shall be bound. I banish all that is profane, only positivity shall remain. So the sweeping of the ground is the physical removal, the symbolic physical removal of all that would bring hindrance to your workspace, your circle, or your sanctuary.
Our opening words this morning, we all go walking, wandering through pathways, and who we are, we don't exist, even if they call us church. And it's like that when we like a telling, as we read the telling, like the words of the we like to shout out today in remembrance of our ancestors and our ancestral traditions. SAMHAIN, creating remembrance, Halloween, and all of those who have come before us.
us to stand if we are willing and able, and to read and to sing. Opening hymn number 1 from the Great Hymn, Let Nothing Evil Cross This Door. And then after singing, we may remain standing through the day.
There were people that
Now we're going to read words of affirmation. Adults read the italicized version, and children of all ages, including me, will read beginning. We believe in love.
Love is the only path.
We believe in truth.
The truth is our sacrament.
We believe in helping others.
And this is our prayer.
we believe in the sacredness of life.
To dwell together in peace, seek knowledge and freedom, serve humanity in fellowship, and cherish the earth and its creatures. This we covenant to teach together.
So our sermons are broken up into 3 to represent the 3 elements, or the 3 holidays that we're observing. And the first one is going to be Mindy, who does Samhain in Sacred Space.
Merry meet and blessed Samhain to all of you. For my faith, Wicca, this is a time of year where we celebrate ends. The end of gardens, where this is our final harvest. The end of the year as the wheel comes full circle, and the veil between the worlds is at its thinnest point. We celebrate those who have crossed the veil from this world to the next, life to death, and back to life again. To pronounce this our highest holiday, Samhain, some will say Samhain, others will still say Samhain, and others may also call it Samhain. The variants are numerous depending upon where you're from, and they number as the gods and goddesses in which we honor, for they are all from different faiths and different lores. I set a space at my table for those who have crossed the veil. I honor them, and I say, Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. Blessed be. This is a formal greeting as well as a formal parting. We say merry meet, which is to say, I rejoice in seeing you. Merry part, I rejoice in the time that we've spent together.
And Mary meets again. I look forward to the next time that we are together. We say, blessed be. This is a blessing that we pronounce upon each other for our lives. Within my sacred circle, which I carry with me everywhere I go, it is my sanctuary. It is the place where my holiness exists. Every day, every place, throughout my life, I carry my own sanctuary. I don't have to go to a building. I don't have to find a sacred space. I create it within my own surroundings. This is what Wicca is for me. This holiday of celebrating the life that we've lived and our deaths and our coming back. For this holiday is about us coming full circle. That is Wicca. Thank you. Blessed be.
I now invite us to open our Teo hymn books to Ancient Mother, number 1069.
We are offering this livelihood, altar and array of aromas. Simply sheeple is the essence, which blooms among the hills.
So in the center of our sanctuary, we have the Dia de los Muertos altar, commemorating, inviting the ancestors, and inviting you to come and place any photographs or mementos that you have, lives, identities, loves, people you would like to remember today that you have lost. And also, if anyone wants to speak out the name of someone that they would like to remember and call into the space, they're welcome to do so right now.
The picture of my parents, Alice and Marie Klein.
George and Dorothea Barkhorn, who donated the first small grand piano to the space in which this one arrived. The plaque is on the wall behind the pianist.
Pete Chadwick, who was a very, very important member of this congregation. And he took Reverend Bob out to see the bats fly out in Reverend Bob's canoe, and they tipped it over. They all got baptized together.
I have a picture, a picture of my mother, Marjorie Hilda, and my uncle James Hannah. Two very important people in my life.
I have a picture of my family, my husband, my brother, my sister, my mother, my father.
Okay, thank you for all of that. Anyone else? Okay. So now Wayne will tell the story of all ages. So we invite the children to come up to the steps and we'll tell a solemn story.
So, how many of you have pets? So, a pet. You had a dog or a cat at home. So, have you ever had a pet die?
One of our cats died because she was really sick. My cat, it was his name was Jack, and he died.
Well, I had my favorite dog. Her name was Dharma, and she died. And we had her cremated, and she's still in our house because she was so important to us. And then I had a cat whose name was Fat Ralph. And Fat Ralph finally just got old and sick and died. And I was very sad about seeing Fat Ralph go. So it's very sad when a pet dies and leaves, particularly when that pet really loved you. Like Dharma really loved me, and Dharma really, really loved Sarah. So I have a story to read you. This is Aisha's Moonlit Walk. And so in this story, tonight is Halloween, which is really this coming Tuesday. Aisha and her family walked up the hill to their house. It's SAMHAIN, the witch's new year, the time when the old year is dying and a new year is being born. It's a special time of the year when pagan people can feel close to their beloved dead. But you know, I'm not a pagan, and I feel close to my beloved dead, both my family and the Dharma and Fat Rock. Aisha did not want to come this year to the celebration. Her mom told her, Aisha, I know you're sad, but it will be okay to be sad there. Aisha wiped the tears away from her eyes. She said, I don't want to sing. I don't even want candy on Halloween. All I want is Millie. Millie was the best dog, And Aisha wanted Millie back, just as I would like to have Dharma back. Until 2 weeks ago, Millie would run to the door and greet her every day when she'd get home from school. She'd flop onto her back and roll around for me to pet her tummy. But she was 14 years old. That's really, really old for a dog. You know, my dog, who was a very big dog, lived to 15. And when Millie died, they buried her under a tree in the backyard, and they call it Millie's tree. And Aisha's been sleeping with the collar and her favorite toy, and she holds Millie's things tightly in her hand as she goes to the celebration. They walked up to the park, and Aisha's best friend, Heather, and Aisha's mom, see them running and yelling and yelling, "Happy Samhain!" Or you could yell, "Happy Halloween!" Heather's excited. Did you know they set up a maze? Has any of you been in a corn maze? Did you get lost? Did you get lost? Yeah. Well, I've not been in a corn maze because I would get lost. But you know, there's something magical about a corn maze. And maybe it's so magical that it was okay for Aisha to have left her room and come to the celebration. So at the celebration, there was a woman dressed all in green who stood at the north corner of the circle. You heard about that a little bit ago from Wendy. Spirits of the north, spirits of the south, the woman called out, that which makes our bodies grow strong and our food rise from the ground, be here now. And people came forward with their special things on the altar facing north, just as we did here a few minutes ago. I think of Millie's tree in our backyard. I want to put Millie's things down. That's why we keep Dharma in our house. At each point in the circle, someone calls to one of the four directions. Spirits of the south, of fire, creating flickering flames, come be with us tonight. Aisha remembered burying Millie, just as I remember. Her dad and mom said it's okay for Millie's spirit to go now. Heather's mom walked forward and placed a necklace of a beautiful set of stones on the altar. It was in memory of her grandmother. Do any of you remember your grandmothers? My grandmother died in 1972, a long time ago. Almost 100.
She's younger. My grandmother is younger, and my grandmother just turned 77 this year.
You can tell her she'll live to be 100.
I think maybe even longer. Who knows?
That would be good. Oh, you can't say it? Okay, well, we won't say it. Okay. So there are people all around the circle who start calling out the names of people they love, like their grandparents. And Millie's name caught in Aisha's throat, and she began to cry, and then she felt silly with all the people around her. And then she felt the love of Millie's head sitting in her lap as if in magic. All she could think of was Millie. Then slowly everybody finished, and the circle opened up. People dropped their hands and they danced and they danced. And Aisha moved to the edge of the circle and she put Millie's toy and collar on the altar. And then they shared food, played games, and celebrated, but Aisha stayed behind to sit in front of the altar and stare at Millie's things because Aisha really loved Millie, just as you may have loved your cat. Thank you, she says to Millie. Thank you for being our dog, and it's okay to go. And she leaned back on the grass, and now she felt okay because Millie's soul was gone. Late in the night, they walk home, and Millie's things are tucked back in her pocket. And she takes her mom's hand, and all is magic, love, wishes. And Tuesday night, it's candy on Halloween. Happy Halloween, everybody. So everybody go back to their seats.
This time in our service, we'll light candles of remembrance and candles of joy and concern. We invite anyone who would like to light a candle to come forward and light one at this time.
Hi everyone. I'm Michaela. This is a candle of concern for my mom. They recently found out she's got a tumor in her brain, and she's going to a urologist tomorrow for more information. She's okay, but she's sick, so we're concerned about that.
I recently found out that I have a long-lost uncle who died in 1918. However, my long-lost uncle had no heirs, and a genealogist hired by a petroleum company in West Texas contacted me 2 years ago, and they never contacted me after that. And I recently received a packet in the mail from the petroleum company and a list of 34 relatives, 33 of which I do not know. So this is in remembrance of Alfred Fuchs Cottingham, who left 2 plots of property that was, how do you say that? Bequeathed to his surviving relatives, my being one of them, and my brother being one of them. And I'm happy for my brother because he's a man of little means, and the small amount of money that we have to share with the 33 other individuals will come in great and handy for him, and it's buying my son his second set of braces. So this candle is for Alfred Fuchs Cottingham, who is my great-great-grandmother's brother. And one more. This candle is in remembrance of my mother and father, Mr. and Mrs. Francis Crawford Jr., and my sister Mary Ann, who passed away way too soon.
And I light this candle for joy and remembrance, joy of being part of this wonderful group and this lovely church. And people who sent me a nice card the other day, thank you very much. And it's also a candle of remembrance for my ancestors and my Irish ancestors and my Welsh ex-husband who passed in 2005. And showed me a great deal about his great ancestors.
This is one of my little brother who died. He was a Navy pilot. For 4 years, he flew planes off aircraft carriers. And then after he retired, his fiancée decided it was okay to marry him. But then he started flying again between St. Louis and Jacksonville, Florida. And on his last trip back from Jacksonville, his plane went down and took him with it.
Any others? All right, I will light one for all those people that have come into our memories this day. One more for the animals that have touched our lives and then died too soon. And one more for all those other things that weigh upon our hearts and our thoughts. Invite us into a moment or two of silent thought, prayer, and meditation. We give thanks for all of the lives that have touched our own, the people, the animals, the earth, the sky, the wind. We give thanks this day for the opportunity to come together and learn about other traditions, to share those things which are important to people that we may not know about, to be together, to share our stories and hear the stories of others. We especially lift up those people who we remember this day, the family, the friends, people who have been special to us, and for all the animals, too, that have been special to us. We lift up these things this day, so may it be, blessed be, amen.
I now invite McCain Renee to come in and speak on Day of the Dead.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Taylor. Dia de los Muertos is a colorful celebration to honor death and those who have passed. But when people ask me to explain the history behind this date, what exactly it entails, and why we remember the dead for a day or two, or even an entire week, it gets tricky. There isn't one definition or way of observing Day of the Dead. It all depends on where you're from, what state in Mexico, or even country in Central or South America. But I can say that some symbols and traditions run through all festivities. My special area of knowledge and experience on this holiday stems from my Mexican-American heritage, which I'm here to happily share with you today. Take, for example, skulls and skeletons. If there is one thing everybody probably knows about Dia de los Muertos, it is that these two symbols are a big part of the day, specifically sugar skulls, or calaveritas de azúcar. If you've ever attended a Dia de los Muertos event or seen an ofrenda, or altar, there's meaning behind these molds and why they're made of sugar. It all dates back to the Spanish conquest. While a tradition of honoring the dead already existed in Mexico at the time, the Spaniards brought out new learnings and customs, and with that, the idea of molding decorations from ingredients that were easily available. Sugar was accessible to Mexicans at the time, even those with little money, so it was a natural choice. Once they learned that they could make these skull molds with the ingredients and water, and that's all it really is, the idea of the sugar skull evolved and grew into be an important symbol of the day. But the meaning behind the calaverita remains the same. Going back to the altar, skulls are placed as decorations to recognize the person who has passed. his or her name, and sometimes written on the sugar skull's forehead, and depending on the age of the deceased, the size of the skull may vary. Baby skulls are dedicated to those who pass at a young age, and larger skulls are for the adults. There are even skulls for animals who were pets. The colors of the skulls differ too. Some might be covered in ribbons and icing, others are dipped in glitter, with bright adornments like hats, bows, and paints. While you'll find a variety of versions, you won't find any that lack any color or style, because color reflects life, and the Day of the Dead celebrates just that. The symbol is a commemoration of the person you are honoring, whether dead or alive. That's why you don't have to wait for someone to pass to offer them a sugar skull. You can give them one as a gift on Day of the Dead, as a sweet reminder that, like in the words of Mexican-American poet Joana Renteria, the skull is a symbol of death, the only sure thing in life. In Mexico and some parts of the U.S., there is a tradition of visiting grave sites. Unlike the United States, where graveyards are privately owned and maintained, graveyards in Mexico are often publicly owned or managed by local churches, so it is up to the families of the deceased and other community members to maintain the graves. Food is placed on the altar and consists of the loved one's favorite dishes and treats. Salt is considered the spice of life and is left out for the spirits. Water is also essential and is said to help quench the thirst of the souls, tired from their long trip. Water and salt also purify and cleanse. The scents of marigolds and mums are thought to be beloved by the spirits of the dead and help invite them back home. During the Days of the Dead, the family often take the opportunity to visit the gravesite, pull weeds, clean any debris, and decorate the graves of loved ones. In my experience, I have heard over the years how many people often view visiting cemeteries to be morose or macabre. And I have to laugh a bit because those of us who are Latino and take part in Dia de los Muertos will heartily disagree. This is a wonderful time for us, a bittersweet celebration in memory of our dearly departed. We take loving care of cleaning the burial site and take pride in adorning the sacred space with mementos of our loved ones. We stay for a number of hours to have picnics, talk of beautiful memories, laugh, cry, and sing songs. We simply believe celebrating the Day of the Dead is a true celebration of life. Thank you.
In your order of service, there's the Spirit of Life, in number 123 in the hymnal. Let's sing that together.
Stirrings of compassion blow in the wind, rise in the sea, speak in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
And as we all dance as we go, wandering through the world, all that we offer shines, which is always from within. Now, as the choir sings the offertory, we have an opportunity to recognize the importance of the people who have been left behind, the importance of this church, the importance of the life of this church, that you give to the life of this church.
Oh,
Halloween. What do you do when you're wearing fuzzy skeleton pajamas, but don't know how to talk about Halloween? How about when you feel like a tourist when you're writing about a sacred tradition that is, quite literally, not your own? I lobbied to talk about Dia de los Muertos and saw one well in advance of this service. I put together a mixture of serious and playful elements, focusing on my personal experience of times when the veil between the worlds has been thin for me. I summoned the Hobbit, and yet I still found my sermons either too personal or too much like Vincent. Yes, I'm new at this, but there is something more going on here. These holidays are not my own. I can read about them, I can attend their festivals and even make an altar. But to make a Halloween pun, these holidays are not in my bones. What I can say is that I see Halloween as a celebration of the trickster. Skeletons, witches, black cats, everything it seems, shows a playful delight in scary things. Sometimes it's seen in frightful engagement with one writer and scholar, Victor Turner, called liminality, the conventional space in between conventional states of harmony. Halloween liminality is inherited by older traditions that hold space for the times when the veil between the worlds of the living and the dead is thin. Está muerto, Spanish speakers say. Even though someone has died, that too is only just a state. Our loved ones are not fully gone, according to this tradition. They're simply in another world. The trickster in many cultures, ours included, is a liminal being. Much otherwise bad-mouthed or ignored in other parts of the year, witches remind us with their brews that there is a way of reaching other worlds. Her green face, which originated with the Wizard of Oz, might signify that she, like Krishna's blue-gray skin in Hinduism, is something other than just a tricky human. Black cats, which also get a bad rap, are a signal of something scary, something wickedly otherworldly. It might just be silliness, but it also might be real. When I was in college, the first paper I wrote was on the carnivalesque. Basically, that long word describes a change in the social order when things that people try to keep under wraps, mummies anyone, death, children, silliness, and merrymaking, are fully on view and celebrated. Another name for the carnivalesque, coined by its main scholar, Mikhail Bakhtin, is the world upside down. Still, there's social order in upending of the ordinary. At Halloween time, kids to get dressed up and learn manners. For one day in our stranger-phobic society, the people that we don't know are gift givers and kids are the scary ones. Death is familiar and fun, perhaps taking the bite away, werewolves, folks, from it. And silliness, well, that's just part of a well-lived life. You could say that focus on murder, mayhem, and carnage is part of the modern death cult that holds up violence as a reason for living. Halloween is part of this, you might say. But I'm more optimistic. In celebrating death, we put death in its place. Not destroyer of worlds, but an avenue to yet another world. As the veil grows thin, we see clearly why and how death and its images are so central to our society. And we invite the trickster in all of us to come out and play. Happy Halloween.
Wanderers who return, so that nothing will be lost. And if they tie the knot, that is where we start to love. Rise as you are willing and able, and let's sing our closing hymn, number 311. And afterwards, hold hands to hear the closing word.
Amen.
beneath all our diversity. There is a unity that finds us and makes us one forever together, in spite of time and death and the space between the stars. We pause in silent witness to that unity. May the blessings of love be upon you. May love's peace abide with you. May love's presence illuminate your hearts now and forevermore. May the stars carry your sadness away. May the flowers fill your heart with joy. May hope forever wipe away your tears. And above all, may love make you strong. Blessed be, namaste. Happy Samhain, happy Dia de los Muertos and Halloween, and go in peace.